Hey, I'm Jake. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted everything to be very scheduled. I like a plan. I like everything to be lined up, and I want to know how things are going to happen. But I feel like God's call on my life to ministry has been this process of Him showing me that His plan is better than mine. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil. Plans for a future and a hope." And that verse just emphasizes how much His plan is better than mine. And my call to ministry has been that repeating process of Him just saying, here's my roadmap, follow this one. So ever since I was a kid, my family has been a very musical family. My dad leads worship at my church, and my mom leads worship there as well, and she teaches voice lessons. And all my brothers play instruments and they sing. And so I've been immersed in a musical world ever since I was a kid. And I became a Christian at a very young age, and so Christianity and music have always kind of played a role together in that, because I've been able to see my dad lead worship at church, and so music has been a huge thing in my life. But I never really saw music as a job until I got to high school, I think. I thought for a really long time I wanted to be a psychologist because I like to talk to people and I like helping people. And mainly I knew that that kind of work would pay well, so it was really just motivated by how much I would get paid for it. And it wasn't until about sophomore year of high school I started playing guitar. I started teaching myself guitar, and I started to realize, wow, this is really fun. I love doing this. And guitar came very naturally for me. At the same time, my singing voice matured a lot, and I started to sing in choir solos and sing at church. And so all of a sudden, I was more of a musician than I had been before. It was really just full of life, all of this musicality, and it kind of just came out of nowhere. And so I began to wonder, man, I really want to do this for the rest of my life. And it was about the same time that I started learning how to play guitar that these high schoolers came up to me and they said, hey, would you mind playing for our Bible study on a Tuesday night? And I said, sure. And so I planned the service and I got all the music together and I led worship, and it went really well, surprisingly well. And so at that point, through the Tuesday night Bible study, I was able to see how I could use my musical talents and glorify God in such a potent and zesty way. It was really spectacular. And so I think from that moment on, I was able to use my gifts to lead worship, and I just didn't look back. I started to lead worship in different venues and different areas, and I saw Samford and how good of a music program there is here, and so I came and started studying voice, and now I'm a sophomore and I've made it this far. And so this has been how God has been changing the plan on me. How I wanted to be a psychologist, and He kind of threw that in the trash and said, be a musician, try that out. So you just never know what God's going to do, but whatever happens, His plan is better.